And we are at Max's with Mr. Dan Loomis. Dan, welcome back to Rochester.
It's good to be here, Derrick. Good to see you again.
Yeah, as always. So, first, how's the scar? How's the accident and everything? You feeling better?
Well, thank you for asking. It's been about 3 weeks, and I am fully recovered. I've got a little scar, the always wear your helmet scar. For those of you who don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I fell off my bike, but I'm very glad to be recovered. I'm glad I was wearing my helmet, and it wasn't worse, and I can still play. My hands are intact.
Speaking to Dan Loomis here on Jazz 90.1. Dan, you're really, guys, are the first generation to really embrace social media in terms of sharing your lives, just not on the bandstand, but off of it.
Yep.
Why is that so important, do you think?
Well, it's important because the old platforms have gone away. It used to be the platform that you would make a record and share your music that way, and we still are doing that, of course, but that is not as available and not as doesn't have the reach. And so we have a new way of reaching people, and it involves more of who we are. It's more personal. And so that obviously has its pros and cons, but it's available to us and it's available to everyone. It's a much more democratic approach. And so I love it, I embrace it, and I want to do more of it.
That being said, where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, Dan Loomis, and then I'm Doomis Bass on Instagram, and danloomismusic.com is my website.
Speaking to Dan Loomis here on Jazz 90.1, last question. What have you been checking out these days for music?
I've actually been really excited about a guy who's playing here tonight, this guy named Marius Nesset, Scandinavian saxophone player, a big student of Django Bates. Really beautiful composer, great player. I've just been really excited by him, and he keeps his band, which I really admire. His band sounds like a band, and it's always the same guys.
Dan, again, thanks so much for taking Jazz further.
All right, thanks, Derrick.